Welcome back to the episode of my trading vlog, where most of the views come from returning subscribers. If that's you, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. If not, consider subscribing. We're going to talk about AMC here first, obviously, because that's a big rip. Earlier today, I was doing a live, and I decided that I flipped from bearish to sideways. And then, you know, we've had a news event here, which has slammed right into support or resistance at 761. We'll talk about whether or not this is a pit stop or a top. We're going to open the news tab here because this is a news event. Let's see here. AMC Entertainment shares soared 70% after hours Friday after a judge rejected a proposed court settlement that would have cleared the way for the movie theater giant to complete a set of equity transactions, enabling it to issue substantially more shares. I.e., once again, AMC is not being allowed to sell equity to raise funds, which is not good. This is the problem that we had in 2021. Delaware Chancery Court Vice Chancellor Morgan Zern said she couldn't approve the settlement as presented. AMC's proposed transactions would involve a conversion of its preferred equity units, known as APEs, into common shares, as well as a 10-for-1 reverse stock split. AMC has said the transactions would let it raise money by selling the additional shares, and that it might need the liquidity buffer to avoid bankruptcy as it struggles with heavy debt load amid uncertain cinema industry conditions. However, many meme investors who own AMC common shares oppose the transaction out of concerns that their shares could be diluted. All right, so in 2021, I voted yes to dilution. People didn't want to dilute, and that was bad, right? It's pretty simple. Adam Aaron said it himself. The company sells shares, they raise money, it's bullish for the price. It's exactly what it is. And this is the opposite of that. I think more than anything else, this is a news event, and so I'm anticipating this to be an isolated event unless a short squeeze starts, unless there's a short squeeze, which is totally different. But generally, we would not be expecting to see much action here. Was today a high volume day too? Wow. Let's turn on the candlestick chart here. That's a lot of volume. A lot of volume, obviously, in anticipation of whatever the judge was going to say. And then look at this thing. That's a meme chart right there. Classic meme. Incredible. And volume is still pretty high. This thing is pumping. It's obviously pumping. So let's just talk about this. There are some old technical levels through here from old chart patterns. Let me zoom out into the daily time frame. This is the chart that I've been following for over 2 years now. And it started with this falling wedge, which was the beginning of an upward breakout towards like $80, but upward price action was arrested into a symmetrical triangle. We got an upward breakout. Again, momentum was arrested into an ascending triangle. And from there, we started breaking down, and I flipped bearish right around here. And you can just see what's been going on. We've had a lot of moass scares, we'll call them, when we have these big pumps, and then you get a top and price rejects. This particular bar, this is nuts. Let's look at this rally in general, all right? Let's remember that 166% was not moass. That's insane, right? I mean, look at the volume. It's all there. But as you can see, price went sideways for a very long time, and then we had a couple of technical patterns top up here, and price sank at that point. When we had APE issued, there was a big gap down, of course. You could almost just pick the whole chart up at that point, I think. At any rate, we've been grinding sideways for a long time now and coming down as low as 385. Is that the all-time low? I don't really know what the all-time low is, I guess. Nonetheless, what we have now is possibly a bottoming pattern through here, and we're waiting for a breakout. And it looks like we may have gotten it, right? We may have gotten our breakout. We're going to go back into a smaller time frame here. Just have a look at this thing. It's glorious. It's glorious. Look at that. And then it hits resistance and stops, which is probably an indicator that we aren't going to be looking for anything too extraordinary. I mean, let's measure this. How big is this? 97%. Wow, that's a lot. We'll have to wait and see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and just do my classic extension tool, top to bottom. If we get an upward breakout, let's say if we break 923, then the first target's at 1075. It's just interesting to see that these targets are lining up with old technical targets I had from a long time ago. These levels are very well established. So if I go back and look at those levels, where are they? Coming into the gap fill zone. Interesting. That's really curious. But again, this I think is an ABC wave correction. ABC, ABC. We could be coming into a large sideways grind through here, but it may have a very tall trading range. that's the case, then there's going to be a lot of moass like hype every time the price comes back up, and then it'll diminish a little bit when we start to see those retracements. We're going to have to wait and see how it turns out. I mean, 100% is pretty good. That's not something to just like dismiss. It's really not, especially with that much volume. But again, it is news driven, and it is an after hours. We definitely would have stopped several times on the way up. What's going to be more important than the progress made today and after hours pushing up is going to be the response tomorrow at market open. Even pre-market is not as important as what happens in the next trading session, which won't be tomorrow because it's the weekend. So we're going to wait till Monday. We're going to be sitting on this for a long time. Yeah, this is going to be a very uncomfortable weekend to be have the charts turned off, obviously. Man, that is incredible. So the target's 1083. If we get a bullish breakout above that $9 level, then we're looking at another $1.83, which seems kind of low, right? But the severity of this retracement was really what brought that target down. Now, if this is a true ABC with an extension, then we're talking $13.56 towards $14, all right? But again, these targets don't confirm until we break this level, and we need to see what happens in pre-market and at open on Monday morning. I've got a strong hunch that we're going to come down to 570. This looks like a pretty good corrective wave through here. I'm going to do another zigzag target. The 161.8% coming out of 6.83. This is pretty normal looking to me. This doesn't scream abnormal at all. Generally, you get the sharp ABC correction, and now we're looking for wave C to form. And if that's not happening, then we're going into a sideways correction. And it's very possible that we've actually seen something already of a grind. You can see the 100% target for this small ABC move is 818. We're coming up into resistance at 790. If this holds, then it's like, forget about it. You know, it's just a news event. There's going to be a lot of hype. People are going to be very anxious. There's going to be a lot of anxiety here. This could easily be okay, so this big rally could easily be wave A. This zigzag coming down could be B, and then what we're seeing now is wave C, which is forming into a rising diagonal, and this is not where you want to see that. It's really not. I can't go any smaller. It's hard to tell what kind of waveforms we have alternating here, but if we get a downward breakout, watch out, because again, it's a news event. It's not fundamentally good for the company at all. It's nuts. AMC needs money. They don't need you to buy their shares. They need money. This is the thing. Let's just say moass happens, okay? AMC shares rise to phone number digits, all right? And it's just wild. There's hundreds of thousands of new trillionaires out there because retail traders have been buying thousands of shares and loading up on calls. None of that matters for AMC. Unless, of course, you get a bunch of new investors. But how are those new, very rich apes going to actually invest in AMC? AMC is either going to have to issue them debt, which it doesn't want to do because the debt it has on the books is the problem, or they have to issue equity. They have to sell shares. So it's like, I don't know. Take it as you will. I don't really think moass or a short squeeze really helps AMC fundamentally as a company. I just don't believe that. That's my opinion. And that's why I voted yes for share dilution in 2021. And when that didn't happen, the price obviously tanked. Enough said. Let's go look at GME really quickly. GME also making a similar move. That's so funny. That's a pretty good pump too. I was doing this analysis on GME during my live, and I posted on Twitter. Suddenly I saw this as this is impulse, and then a series of 3 waves, and then a triangle for a set of 5, which gives us a triple combination, a 3-3-5, which is suddenly far less bearish than the ABC with a target towards what was it? I don't know what the target was anymore. Somewhere down here. At any rate, I suddenly decided to flip bullish, and I tweeted that out, actually. Hashtag bullish. This is now a combination 3-3-5, and then during the live stream, I said it was a significant change. Really, that the impulse is leading down here, where we're only reaching their 50% extensions was a pretty good clue. And coming into this, breaking down out of this uptrend, it wasn't totally confirmed yet. Now we see the sympathetic bounce with GameStop. To me, it's a news-driven event, especially since you're seeing it across meme stocks. Let's go check BBIG while we're here. BBIG is continuing to rally. Very interesting. I was thinking that we would head down from here, but no. We are actually still pushing up, which means we're in some sort of wave extension. It looks like we came to that 100% target right there. We didn't quite get there, so we wouldn't have confirmed the extension. Going into this candle here, the low at 253, coming at 242. That's not bad. That's really not bad. But we didn't continue downward for the extension. Instead, we saw a reversal. And as soon as we broke 280, remember, I was saying if we break 280, we'll talk bullish. So it's time to talk bullish BBIG as well, which seems ridiculous, but what are you going to do? The charts are the charts. The charts don't lie. This is looking very interesting to me. I'm going to have to figure out if this is a leading diagonal triangle through here or not. If it's a leading diagonal triangle, I wouldn't expect to see it in wave C, I don't think. This looks like 3. This could be 5. That could be 3. That could be 5 and 3. Kind of a weird spot to see it. I'm going to take a better look at this later. After all, we could be in a larger pattern, and maybe that pattern lies right here. Like this. All right? In which case, it could be a leading diagonal triangle. We just don't want to see a wave B interrupt. Like you don't see the waveform establish itself in wave C like that. But if it's all big one wave A, then yeah, that could be the case. If it's 5, and then 3, and then 5, and then 3, alternating corrective motive, then maybe leading diagonal triangle, and we get an upward breakout. Remember also too, it's pretty common to overthrow the AC line in wave E, which is pretty frantic. Man, I still really don't want to be all that bullish. I really don't, though we have past critical resistance. I'll analyze this later, and I'll give that price target. Let's just do this really quickly. I wonder if it's based on... You know what? I've already got it. It's going to be the extension of this initial impulse, which I don't think I have turned on. I don't have to... There we go. Turn it on. It's 343. We're almost there right now. So we've almost reached the target for this pattern anyway, unless we get yet another extension. In which case I'll be counting waves of 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then it's 3, 4, 5, and then 4, 5, 4, 5, and we'll see how high that gets us. Maybe what I'll do is we'll do one more speculative target here, 1, 2, and if this is all 3 through here, I might be able to take this set of waves through there, take it down to the corrective target, see where that extension lies, so 409 possibly, but that's still very, very speculative. Again, I mean, I wouldn't expect this at all. This is just the meme stocks going through a news event. What else we want to look at right now? Let's do CVNA. That's been a pretty popular one. Not moving with the meme stocks. But correction soon. And sure enough, we're in that correction now. So we're going to be grinding sideways there for a while. Man, what are some other meme stocks I could go look at? Jeez. Let's see what SPY... Oh, let's do what APE is doing. What did APE do? There you go. This is probably where all that value in AMC is coming from. It's coming right out of APE. So APE dropped from 180 down to 81. It lost $1 through here. Nasty. And this was what I was expecting to happen here. Let's just float over that. What is that? 99 cents. What was our rip size in AMC? It was bigger than that, obviously. But that's going to contribute to this big rally higher. Let me just do a little tool measure here. Right there. All right, I float over it. What do we got? 441, and $1 of that was APE. Let's see here. So we got 440, and then we get above that resistance zone. There's a resistance zone in there somewhere. Let me zoom out to find it. Right here, $5. Yeah, and then bam. So the meme stocks are memeing. Here we go. It's gonna be a good time. Stay tuned for a lot more analysis. I've been going live lately. I'm trying to make a lot of videos, trying to just continue with the work, so to speak. Happy trading.